We could pick D.Va. We could pick Zarya. We could pick Rein.
These are so many options.
Wait. Let me go on.
Okay.
We could pick Brigitte. We could pick Lucio.
Wow.
And the final one, the kicker, Zenyatta.
These are so many options. I actually had no idea. I apologize. Teams, you have truly been on the straight and narrow all along. But speaking of interesting setups here, they're not out of the gates yet. But is it true? Will it be true? Red Sea already going out there on the Tracer, so we do get more Tracer gameplay right here on Horizon.
And is this a solo heal, Sombra, Tracer, Hamster, and then Ryan Winston? This is full dive, ZP. This is dive where you want your DPS characters to be self-sustaining while your tanks make space. I would like to see them take the fight to point if possible. Oh, never mind.
Wow.
Never mind.
I don't even know what to say to that, aside from extreme disappointment coming out right now. If I could radiate disappointment and use that to turn off lights, let me tell you, there'd be no lights in all of LA
But
right now.
equally interesting comp from second win, ZP. We see Sombra, Doomfist, and Ana Lucio here for defense, and they're engaging on the choke, playing sustain more.
Well, the defense, are going to what a lot of people thought would be a 3-3 counter, right? The Doomfist Sombra, and it was effective for a time, but teams have kind of learned to play against it. But now it's, oh, well.
And Snow Sniper.
He's gone. He's completely gone. And, okay, you've lost your Doomfist. Now, how are you going to get a pick off onto the Skyfoxes?
All Skyfoxes has to do here is play around Snow, play the slow game. Their Zenyatta will just do so much work. The Discord orb is so strong, and that's what they're doing, playing on the point, cleaning up the frags as they come to them. They don't have to go anywhere, and this is a really big ult advantage here for Skyfox. Great play from Snow once again.
And that's just brutal for second win, because their entire game plan was relying on the idea that Frill was going to be able to jump on in, and you know what? He just got orbed right to the head.
When you're standing still, it is prime right-click target, I should say. And here comes Skyfoxes coming onto the point, playing it slow, looking for a pick, remix in the backline, zoning, and Zom's about that being well.
Skyfox is very willing to just roll up onto point here. EMP, though, finally out for second win, but it's going to be enough to save Pride. Likely not. Red Sea finding time to start melting people down. Skyfox is working with a big advantage. They're down the Brigitte, but this is one where it might not matter. And oh boy, Car going, let me zoom in, and oh, this was not a good idea at all. And he's getting chased down, self-destruct. Oh man, when you really want to take down a Lucio.
What a round from Skyfoxes. Snow performing great. Retzi and Zoms as well, getting those pickups on second despite losing King. And then Haku was forced to give the boostio. There was no one alive. ZP, so he's like, go, contest the point. And Car went out there, touched it, and was like, I'm done, and then ran away.
So we're seeing this from Snow right now, but this was not play of the game. Play of the game from Snow was taking down Frill. All this crazy snowball action we saw started with a love story between a Zenyatta orb and a Doomfist head. That's how that all began. That's effectively how it ended, and that's why Skyfoxes were able to come in and set such a decisive time.
It's a very slasher movie love story, and a lot of violence there, because it revolves around him removing Frill from the equation. But it is love all the same, because I love to see it. I love to see the play. And second win, they're going to get on this offense, and oh, look, 6 minutes flat for Skyfoxes. That's an incredible time.
That is something you can feel good about, because here's how you give a little bit of confidence to your defense. You go, guys, we can have just as bad of a defense as they just did, and it's still going to be a close game.
Mediocrity rises above because of our previous accomplishments. I like it, but Skyfox is running double slow heal, as I like to call it. They're running Ana, Zen. It looks like they're going to be staying on it, and Sombra Doomfist of their own. And I'm predicting, ZP, I'm predicting they're going to take this fight very aggressively at the choke, look for nades, look for orbs.
I don't think the Symmetra is real. I think it's just a little bit of early boosting people out. But man, can we live in the timeline where it is real? Not because I think it's a good pick or I want people to pick it in my ranked games, but I love the variety.
And I'm assuming Frill will be swapping very soon. They're going to wait. Okay, they're just scouting with Fried here. Fried will just be looking for the comp, looking to set up. And yeah, Mirror going to Zarya. Looks like they are going to be running the Moira version of Goats. Just going to run to the point and try to play there.
Second wind. All right, there we go. Now we have Brigitte in play. All is back to normal in the world. I'm not going to say it's right in the world, but it's back to normal in the world.
Normality established, and here they come to the choke. Skyfox is looking to take this fight very aggressively, looking for that nade. Huge nade from Verbo, actually, and they should look to engage, but they cannot get any kills at all. Great play from second wind to kite.
Everyone was so low, but they couldn't get that last little bit of fall through. So now, what just happened there doesn't really matter beyond the ult charge that Verbo got.
And the second win pushing up top, moving towards the point. That is where they want to be. They want to be on the point. They want the Moira to be building that ultimate, and they're just going to be here on the point right now, wanting Skyfoxes to come to them as Verbo. He has to get this nano.
There's a timer on King now. King needs to get a pick off right this moment, or they're not going to be able to deal with this, but they are able to do enough damage. They find Frill early on, and now you take a look here. As they get onto the point, is it going to be enough? You have the early pickoff, and now just about getting a little bit more while you still maintain presence. And now they're doing that.
Not having Frill is so big. Investing both portals from the side of Skyfoxes to chase these frags. Remix going for Karkar, and they should be able to clean them all up here in the corner.
Skyfoxes going in even deeper there. And that's when you do the clean thing up, or clean everything up, although it is weird that the fight got that far off the point.
It looks like Second Wind was trying to disengage, stay alive, wait for Frill to come back, which is an interesting strategy, but Frill just going to be waiting at spawn, waiting for the rest of his compatriots, and well played from Skyfoxes, well played from King, getting that pick, allowing the Nano to get a lot of value, because when there's no Brig on the field, the Nano Winston can actually just walk all over the supports.
That's exactly what we saw. And now Skyfox is going into the next setup. They have a lot of options. Primarily, you can start out here at the EMP, Meteor Strike in reserve, and now you look to Retzi here. Remix going to dive on in, looking for the early damage. Retzi doesn't have an opportunity to use the EMP, so they decide not to use it there. They're going to wait till they get to the point.
Smart idea to hold it. They do want them in a better position where this EMP can have maximum value. Karkar hiding, knowing they have EMP. Here he comes for the beat, but great bomb combo.
There was just nowhere for them to go. They were invested too much on the point. They couldn't turn the corner. The self-destruct just cleans them right on up. It's a solid execution coming in for the Skyfoxes, and that's going to let them buy even more time. And I got news for you right now, Avast. They are about 2 to 3 fights away from getting one map win here in the series as Remix chases down Fried.
Brutal stagger onto Fried. And also, even though they lost that fight, I'm impressed with Karkar's discipline there. He hid, knowing they had EMP, already smart, and then once the combo went out, you can be tempted to just immediately impulse EMP. He's like, I'm going to drop the beat, I'm going to come out, I'm going to put it out there because that's the plan, but he saw that the combo was out, he couldn't have saved anybody, and he held the beat for this fight. So now it is their time to win. This is their time.
Second win, moving on in. King, that's a Meteor Strike. Just early pressure, but they're going to let it go. Again, they're going to wait for the engage on the point.
And the point is where, once again, Second Wind is going to take them. They want to win it. They have so many ults here. Both support ults. They have Shatter. Nano coming out from Robo pretty early. He wasn't up. Good Shatter from Akawa, though.
Nano boost, though, going to keep the Doomfist alive. Gives him enough to get up into the air. Meteor Strike coming down. Not going to get anything. Remix out. And Second Wind able to play around the ultimates here of the Skyfoxes. This is the push they needed. It's 35 seconds left, but they should be able to get point A.
That is a point A capture for Second Wind. Well played. Their ult bank was in there. Was pretty much everything was in their favor in that fight. Snow is going to have another trance. Redzy close. Oh. Excuse me. Is that a Bastion?
That is a Bastion. Your eyes do not deceive you. So Skyfox is going for the weird and unexpected right now. See if it pays off. I'm sure Second Wind is going to be just as surprised going, is that a Bastion in that corner there? Yeah, it is. And while you're looking at that, you're not looking at King. King able to punch Hawk right in the face. And
great pick from King onto Haku, getting the Moira, especially if she does have that the ability to fade out of it. That's a pick that you need to see because without Moira, Second Wind's comp cannot exist at all. If anything, I would actually want Second Wind to swap compositions here because this Bastion, if they're not taking a fight where the Zen can get orbs on him, they're not taking a fight where they can actually get into him, which is what Moira comp specialize in, there's no reason to be running it.
And I just wonder if they realize that because how do you game plan for a Bastion? It's not something you usually see.
Realistically, I just want to see a Zen. That's like the biggest swap they can make without having to make any big changes. Here they are just contesting them in the corner. Zombs has bomb here. I would look to see a setup potentially maybe from King and Zombs to get a great Diva bomb. And they're actually rotating all the way through spawn to dislodge the Bastion. Redzy should just be running. He should just be chased like, I'm going to be from the attacker side now, and then just still in the setup in the exact same way.
This is getting kooky and crazy, but King could be looking for a way in from the back. Rotations haven't made. Skyfox is now diving on in. Redzy's still there, and Zombs is going to find 2.
Great bomb from Zombs, despite all that rotation from Second Wind, but they are still on the point. There's a lot of sustain here for Second Wind. There is a beat, but they should not commit to this fight right now. And there's the Shatter as Akawa dies.
But why?
Because your guess is as good as mine. He saw an opportunity to get the Bastion down. He was mad. He was like, okay, enough's enough, Redzy. Enough's enough.
Like, please look at the rest of your team. They're all back in spawn. What is that hammer going to do aside from making you feel a little bit better?
And Redzy does have a Bastion ult. He has tank form here. A lot of other ults coming up for Skyfox as well. Great hold so far, both on first and now getting here to second. Second Wind making those swaps I like to see, but being down the Shatter, not ideal.
Definitely not, because that is one thing you can use to CC the Bastion, just not when you don't have any teammates. Remix finding Haku off the dive. Well coordinated between Doomfist and the Winston there. And by the way, Retsy's in the corner, really doesn't care about your shields, just chewing through people right now.
That dive was brutal from Skyfoxes. King and Remix combining to remove Haku as he entered the point, but Snow popped the trance to keep Retsy alive. So I bet Retsy felt very safe as the rest of the team looked at him as he was in the middle of a Transcendence, just shooting the shields, getting picks, and Second Wind could actually capitalize off of that because no trance on the side of Skyfoxes means that you could focus someone very easily with a beat.
Well, they have swapped to the Zen, of course, so they're not running the Moira stuff anymore. They have more ability to put pressure on the Bastion. But we'll see how they rotate around. For now, Skyfox is doing a really good job. And again, Retsy just set up here on top, using it to pressure Reinhardt, not letting him go forward. King gonna drop on in, finds Haku, and okay, Retsy's down, but trading out still okay, and King gets 2. No way to get away from the Meteor Strike there, and that's gonna be a 1 fight for the Skyfoxes.
King doing so much on that Doomfist, disrupting, getting picks, and Retsy's still on Bastion. They don't know how to deal with them at all. They have not found a way to effectively counter Retsy. Their options are they're just getting picked off by King.
Also,
oh wait,
can,
what? Oh,
what?
he's gonna be. Is he trying to get up top, or did he just? Oh, okay, no, he looked at the ground. He was upset. That was an accidental fat finger right there.
Yeah, you know, who needs that tank mode anyways? Just go back into turret mode. But yeah, it's not something he was really looking for. We'll see if it actually comes back to haunt them. King on the ground floor right now, looking for a way over, being a little bit on the sneakier side. Gonna see the grab come out here from Mirror as they look to fall through. Snow already down, and Mirror getting both supports in the back. That's big for the Skyfoxes. You know what? That tank might have helped out a little bit there.
Having tank form would have been nice, but that grab from Mirror was so good. He got 3 people, both supports. They were able to clean up on the point, and it was just, and that's it. That's over.
The world's saddest Transcendence there, where you know how the story's going to end, but you got to go for it anyways.
Okay, now, wait, never mind, DB. We called him a little bit early.
Yeah, the Transcendence delay maybe was enough. I mean, right now, Second Wind's still in a really good spot. It's cool delay coming from the Skyfoxes. They got a really nice pile driver, and now Remix just gonna start spinning around. But again, we go back to the age-old dilemma. Who's gonna get the pickoffs here? And right now, the answer is no one, but you still buy more time off the clock, which is very important.
Really good defense for Skyfoxes. Very innovative using that Bastion. And here we see them set up on the high ground. Retsy getting spammed out a lot. And Mirrors, this grab gonna catch 3 people here on the top right.
I just feel like this is a weird emotional spectrum for Retsy, where you go from being a hit scan specialist to having to run a lot of Zarya to finally just getting to go just full-on opposite spectrum, play Bastion, and then you have it work.
It's not really the opposite spectrum. If anything, Bastion is the most hit scan character you can get.
All right.
He's all hit scan. Well, I guess his ult isn't, but...
Yeah, it's not entirely, but also, you're not really playing him for the ult anyways, though, in that last fight, might have been a pretty useful.
Could have been useful, but that's, you know, we don't have the ability to see all the various branches of time. Who knows? But very well played from Sky. Yeah, I don't have that ability, ZB. If you do, then you're actually cosplaying a lot of different Marvel characters.
It really is.
And DC. You're getting both universes.
Look, right now I expect a lawsuit from at least 7 different dimensions. That's where I'm at right now, but it's fine. Hopefully my extra dimensional lawyer will put it on through. But now, as we go into extra rounds, well, this is quite a difference here for the Skyfoxes.
Skyfoxes looking so good. Almost 7 minutes on the clock for Skyfoxes, and only a minute for Second Wind for this first offense. They are running that comp that they were running the first time. They have to have a better offense. They pretty much have 2 pushes, ZP.
It's not a lot of time, and this would be one of the most momentous comebacks in Overwatch history if Second Wind was able to turn this map around. Skyfoxes got to be feeling good right now.
Skyfox is looking very in control, holding close to the choke once again, trying to get a backline pick if possible as they rotate. Lots of cleave damage out from Remix, but Second Wind does manage to get their way up top.
Well, this is what Second Wind was able to do every time. The issue for them is when they got over to the point, that's where Skyfoxes like to engage. This time around, though, it is going to be a cleaner fight. They're just really rotating all the way around. They're
chasing the Skyfox's backline, but they're not fast enough. There's so much space for Virgo and Snow. They can just run away. They actually just need to be going to point because they are not able to catch anyone out on the rotation.
Well, finally, they've gone to the point, and perhaps activated the Skyfox's trap card. King going to dive on in, able to get out. Not picked off, but also not getting a pick off the turn. Remix with a super quick Primal Rage. This is actually ridiculous for the Skyfoxes, but it doesn't amount to anything. They're able to focus them down. It's not enough disruption. And Second Wind, could they do the dream here and get point A to point B?
Well played from Second Wind, and I do think the dream is very much alive and well, and this is their best fight too. No, actually, I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna rescind my previous words, ZP. I do think, well, No, I'm going to rescind my words again because my brain is out of this world. It's not in my skull. It's not connected. This is their fight they have to win because this is last fight.
It is going to be the very last fight. You know, finally the Galaxy brain settles there. We hit the final level. And speaking of final, it is going to be the final fight.
Great rally, by the way, ZP, to keep them alive from this EMP.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to help for sure. Of course, for Retzi, you're still looking to land a good EMP. He's going to sneak here.
The bash, ZP,
and
well
no EMP!
played.
No EMP was canceled. A huge moment coming in. King going to fall. He committed, expecting the lights to be out. However, Akawa is taken down. The grab coming in from second win. They're looking for it. The grab bomb right to the side. Blows up Stowe. It's not enough yet, but it still is on the way. Zomb's gone. Retzi out. Second win about to come in and make it 4-2. Is this actually happening?
Hero play from Frill. They're able to full cap. They have point presence. They have Haku still alive so they can focus people with that Discord. This is the NZP, and Frill, he should be lifted upon the shoulders of second win, chanting very Rudy-esque moment, just carried through the streets.
Look, I gotta tell you in chat right now, you know all the Trill memes in chat, can we just repurpose those to Frill? You only have to change one letter here, and it wasn't even an ult. It was denying an ultimate that came on out, that ruined Retzi's day, and gives second win real life now in this series.
F's in chat, but not for defeat, but for Frill. F's in chat for Frill.
And of course, if Second Wind takes this map, if they're able to complete the comeback where the time was against them, that would give them the series in full. And for the Skyfoxes, that would just be devastating.
Especially after having a 7-minute time bank here, ZP. But they have so much time. They have so much time. And they could realistically full cap, then get another offense and cap first.
I will say that with 7 minutes remaining and how it went originally, the most likely outcome here is a 5-4 in favor of the Skyfoxes. Let's be realistic. But at the end of the day, we're also playing on Assault, and seeing a team come back and hold a team off from point B for 7 minutes also can happen. It's rare to see it happen in the same series because you have to have a big difference in play, but Second Win, they're about to get cheeky with it.
Look at this board hold from Second Win, setting up top, maybe going to try to catch someone. If they don't get scouted, they're going to drop onto the backline of Skyfoxes, but Skyfoxes could potentially be running this very interesting Lucio Mercy comp. Again, full dive with Fair, it's just Fair Mercy, it's just the Fair Mercy comp, pretty standard. We haven't seen it in a while, but it's there.
Far Mercy, Sombra, and Second Win going, I'm not sure we're equipped for this. King is going to be in a very, very good spot.
Go to
here.
point. Remix is already there, ZP. He just go to point. Just go to point, ZP, and I like that from Remix.
Remix is like, by the way, guys, I know this place used to be my home. Winston, by the way. Retzi, though, falls. They have to use res early on. Remix ends up getting punished for his cheekiness and getting all the way to the back. And Second Win, they're getting a little bit more recovery here. And part of it is that King hasn't gotten enough done on the far.
And Retzi going down early to Haku means that they weren't able to capitalize off of Remix's aggression. They got to know late in the stagger, but then while they were rezzing Retzi, Remix died because he sort of flubbed his jump a little bit on the exit.
Well, we do have a big change up here with the Skyfoxes, a team that has been very unique in this map so far. They're going to be unique by not being unique. 3-3.
3-3. We've beaten that drum many a time. And here they come. Over to the choke. Verbo taking a right click. Very weak. They're having to watch them here, but they're going to keep crossing. If I'm Second Wind, I just let them go to point. I let my ult advantage continue to get larger, and then I look for the engage.
And the key here is Haku, right? If Haku can just land one more quality right click, that's going to be enough to give him the Transcendence. It is on a razor's edge. Skyfox is behind, but they do need to go in soon.
This is getting close to, quite unfortunate. They do have so much time, but they need to cap last as well as if they want to win this map. There's Haku about to get that trance. The ults are continuing to build up. There's the bubble out for Remix. Remix solo, great grab, and they're going to clean it up.
Grab comes in, the fall through is there, and more importantly, Haku didn't have to use the Transcendence. Skyfoxes, I get it, guys, you have a lot of time, but that was indecisive. They took so long to rotate around just for the end result of falling.
And look at the ults for Second Win comparatively to Skyfoxes. Skyfox is starting to get that ult bank up, but they just don't. They're not even close to matching, and they're still gonna have to cap second, like we said, ZB with that. And they want to have ults for last too. But they're holding very close here for Frill, looking for this bash shatter. You see him in that corner.
Frill waiting for it. You know he wants it. There's the bash and there's the shatter. Let's go on in, says Second Win, and the cleanup is right there. And right now, if you were on Skyfoxes, you'd have to hear the clock just echoing in your head. Tick-tock, as, look at this, it's down to 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
And Verbo just used beat there, ZP. So now they don't have a beat. They lost that fight. More ult charge to donate the second win, and they don't have beat anymore. Skyfoxes, this is looking, I mean, unless they really want to take another dry fight just to ensure a fight win, they have to start getting some openings.
This is getting very grim very quickly. Yes, they have an edge still, but man, they are starting to lose it. They have to transcend very early. They're under pressure. And second win, they can just casually disengage. That was very good for them to force out the transcendence so early in that fight. And now the Skyfoxes, they have to rotate around. They're down to transcendence, and they don't have it for this grab. Now, you look at second win, the falls are going to be there. They deal with remix immediately, and the Skyfoxes are falling to the ground.
Perfect play from second win. Perfect play. Force the trance, kite it, come to point, get the grab. No other ults needed, though they did use the Diva Bomb just to make sure. And now they're so far ahead, CP.
This is bad. I would say right now, if you were saying what team is going to win, it was a crazy win percentage for the Skyfoxes at the start of this round. I actually think second win is now likely to complete a crazy comeback.
They are firmly in control. And their play just shows that they're not going to lose. They're not going to lose unless Skyfoxes really brings it back. Shows me that first offense Skyfoxes. But here they come, approaching the choke, looking to take the fight.
Well, you see Frill right now looking for the bash. Kawa holding on to Shadow. Look at how aggressive he goes. He goes in, he drops it, but it's not in sync. They're not able to get everyone there because the Shatter Bash coordination just not there. This gives Skyfoxes an opportunity now with Red Sea.
Good backup from second wind as well. They weren't able to get anything. They weren't able to get punished either because they just left. And here comes the fight, breaking down a point again. Skyfoxes, they need to open it up.
Rotating in, they have the grab ready. Earth Shatter coming in from Remix, and now they're looking for Zarya. They force out the Transcendence early.
Grab Eden.
It's Eden again! This is really big for second win. They punish Remix. They're coming back in off of that great heat. And now they have a grab of their own. Skyfoxes all together just to fall one more time.
Snow does get a call on. Here comes the late beat from Verbo. Can they clean up this fight? The answer is no. The answer is unequivocally no.
Oh, what an eat coming in from Fried. What gumption from second win to bring that fight back. The Skyfoxes now down to their final 2 minutes. They are now the ones that are truly on the hottest of seats.
Second win lives up to their name. This is by definition a second win. They're doing so well on this map. Everything has been textbook. They've countered Skyfoxes every step of the way, and Skyfox is looking shaken.
I mean, shaken, stirred, whatever sort of drink you want to say right now. They are not in a good position. And here we go. Shadow gonna come in. It is blocked. The coordination not quite there. Kawa ends up falling. Skyfoxes, they're not done yet, even though they are probably feeling pretty well cooked. Grab's gonna come in and a Transcendence. So second win. All in on this fight. They're probably gonna drop a beat here. Second is
Fried! Gigantic Diva Bomb ZP. Skyfoxes chase so aggressively after that pick on to Akawa, but they get grabbed. Post-fight, they do the giant Diva Bomb. There's no shields up, and they get everybody.
Skyfoxes had a little under 7 minutes. Don't forget, if this was the start of a fresh game right now, it would be a first point hold and then some. This is absurd from second wind. It should not be happening.
And second wind should continue to take the fights here on this choke. Don't let them in for free. You're rolling them, realistically. You're just rolling them every step of the way. They're looking for this fight right here again on the choke.
They're doing whatever they want. They're going to open up here with the rally. Again, contesting every second of the way, not giving Skyfoxes any free room whatsoever. And now you're going to see the Skyfoxes rotate around to the right-hand side. A lot banking on Red Sea here. Someone where they need to have the good grab. King moves in for the bash. Barrier in for second win, and they're going to bring it back the other way.
They did miss that bash shatter combo. They were trying to get off. They're in the grab. No combo coming out for Zombs because he was shattered. He was in the grab. He couldn't actually clean up.
And then again, Skyfoxes unable to get anything. Second win has almost completed the comeback here on Horizon.
Second win looking so strong. King missing that bash shatter. We saw him go across the point. He slightly overestimated how far he would go. And Skyfoxes now having to come back to the point frantically. They have 10 seconds left. They will have a rally. They will have a Diva Bomb beat coming up. This is still winnable.
Final opportunity for the Skyfoxes. Zombs needs to find a hero bomb here. It's the only way, but he gets chunked. It's a stationary Diva self-destruct, and it's not going to get anything. Zombs falls right away. Skyfoxes down one immediately. They're looking for it. The Shatter going to get nothing. The counter Shatter getting everything. As second win, they bring it on back. They will complete the comeback here in Horizon, and they win the series.
Huge plays there from second win, from Frill, from Akawa, from Fried. Overall, they look so good, ZP, so good.
Also, I mean, as good as second win looked there, you're sort of my expert on player psychology because you have lived the life. If you are in voice comms right now for the Skyfoxes, describe the emotion you're feeling right now.
I am feeling emotionless. If anything, I've been stripped. I've been stripped of emotion. I'm sitting there silent. I imagine the Discord, which more than likely the program they are using, is quite silent right now.
So we've passed the point of anger. We've passed the point, I don't know what's going on. It's just, what do we say, guys?
Unlucky.
That happened.
Unlucky. Go again.
And for this to happen, for this sort of crazy, ridiculous comeback to be a thing, it's a twofold process. Number one, it requires one team to start playing out of their mind, to be perfect, to have most things go their way. And then on the other side, it requires a collapse from the other side. That's why it's so rare to see these situations in the way that we just saw it now. And it's why when you do see it, it is sort of history in the making. And this right now, this is what turned it all around.
And let's see Frill. Oh my goodness, EP. The 1-2 combo, so good. Just wins him the fight off that with a combo. Getting the shatter, he does go down, but the rest of the post-fight, their focus fire, their grab, the combo here, so well played.
It was excellent stuff coming out from second wind, and I do wonder where, in the end, it's kind of funny. You take a look at that. Second wind technically didn't need the second point. They didn't need that fourth point because Skyfoxes never got the third. I do wonder just how on tilt Skyfoxes might have been from how that went down because they shouldn't have given up that point. It was only 1 minute to second wind, and they had a great offense. That's the thing. It wasn't just that second wind came in here and had a defense that was absurd. They had an offense that was equally as crazy around before, so it was just a series of very, very tough circumstances striking Skyfoxes all at the same time.
Skyfoxes definitely just, I mean, we've talked about it again. I'm going to talk about it again. I'm gonna harp upon this forever, ZP, while we're in this meta in particular, and it's really relevant forever for the rest of Overwatch. But coordination, how do you set up your initiatives, and also individual outplay did come into effect there. Frill in particular, Akawa, Fried, all looking so good. The combos looking so strong, and we're looking at a team that knows what they're doing, that knows how they want to reach a fight, opposed to a Skyfoxes which doesn't have a direction.
It was very tough, and it was also interesting as well, where if we want to rotate the narrative all the way back to the beginning, we did see a tale of two Fox teams here, so to speak, is that the first set of rounds, Skyfoxes was hitting them with all the trick plays, right? This is sort of, the double lateral, reverse, quarterback, ridiculous play that gets a touchdown for 100 yards, stuff that was coming out. It's why you saw Bastion. It's why you saw different looks relative to the expected meta. But then for the second set of rounds, they were very just standard, and it didn't work for them.
I think second wind they just started playing more aggressive. They started exploiting the stakes of Skyfox. Skyfox maybe getting a little bit overconfident because of how strong their offense was, and they looked a little bit less polished after that first offense. They looked disjointed. They didn't look unified. And now we're going to be moving on to Route 66, which is a map we haven't seen too often, actually. Us two, at least.
Yeah, not for us two individually casting, but this is where, okay, Skyfoxes, you've been off the beaten path. You've run a Bastion in your time. Is this where you take down some notes from the various different regions, in particular Korea and China?
I know you want to do quad DPS so badly, ZP. I'm hearing it. He wants it. He wants the quad DPS.
You see the desire in my eyes right now. Please. You've made me pretty happy at the Bastion. Guys, live your best life. You're not going to win the series at this point, but you can make some real fans by coming in with that quad DPS.
But let's look at the hero select screen here, ZP. No quad DPS out on the field for Skyfoxes.
Wait.
A Reaper? Nah. That's a troll. That's just a troll. King swapping around.
3 DPS?
Or no, that's not 3 DPS.
Yeah, he's fine.
But there is a hamster out on the field.
All right, I'll take it. I will take the exception here. Meanwhile, second wind, of course, trying to hold here very aggressively, which I think defense should do here on Route 66. The train is very good for it. Remix, looking for an opportunity here on everyone's favorite hamster. But so far, the Skyfoxes have been slow to take off.
Fried very low there and having used his shift to get out, but Remix going so deep. Oh my goodness, he does open up the space. Here comes the rest of Skyfoxes. They're cleaning up the fight. They followed up Alpha Remix, get the res. So what looked like a misplay initially was actually great main tank play, I think, because they followed it up.
It was tactical sacrifice there where you look like a fool if your team's not with you, but he doesn't look like a fool because they were. King was there with the follow through, and Skyfoxes, off of a fairly unconventional setup right now, they're able to make it work.
That's that main tank live, ZP. You go in, you die, but then you open up the fight for the rest of your team.
Well, he's going in again, and guess what? There's barrages around King. The barrage at ground level catches Frill off guard. Yeah, D.Va comes on in, but the damage isn't done. You got rid of the Brigida. You got rid of the heart and soul of the composition that Second Wind is running. They throw the Transcendence to try and tread water here, but the Skyfoxes, Transcendence of their own. They drop the EP, they move back over. Pile Driver coming in, and Skyfoxes are gonna find a way through.
This should be the end of the fight for Skyfoxes. Well played. Maybe a little bit, you know, a little bit unfortunate there, losing. I don't think they could have used all the ults that they did, but well played still. They pick up the fight, they clean it up. Great ult usage, and Remix decides to go in quite deep and feed a little ult charge.
Yeah, I mean, ult charge is really the only thing being lost there, and I think for Remix, he just wanted to make sure that there was no last moment recontest.
I can appreciate that, ZP, but I do think there is a limit of making sure there's no recontest and also just dying unnecessarily. Akawa going down so low from right click from Snow. Here comes
here we go.
Dropping the mine from above, and here's a grab.
Wow, when you really need pest control, I suppose. The grab just dropped on Remix, and I mean, it is going to get him out of the fight, but also Skyfoxes, their spawn is right there. I think you have to be happy with that.
Skyfoxes can't be upset by using a solo grab and a rally in that fight. Using the solo grab to essentially only kill Remix, who's now going to be making the swap to Winston. They do have Barrage. Here, though, if I'm Skyfoxes, as long as I see a perfect situation to do so, I don't even think you use it because there's so many ults on the field for Second Wind.
Skyfoxes, you see King right now over the top, waiting for the opportunity of the barrage. Remix doing a little bit of distraction. And again, it's that age-old battle. Lara, D.Va, King has to be well aware of where Pride is, and he's waiting all the while. Pride not looking at him for a moment, and King just exercising a lot of self-control here, and well, he's gonna get taken down. He was flying up above for a little bit too long. Second Wind's able to focus him down, and now it's all about the cleanup.
Not that much self-control, considering he was right above the ground on top of the fully charged Zarya of Mirror, who just beamed him, took him out of the sky, and Second Wind have been mitigating the Pharah play of King so well by instead of actually holding out on second, they chase King into spawn too, ZP. They're angry.
And tactically crouch on him at the very end, right by the Cave of Mystery. That is a dignified institution. I do not agree.
That's a great tactical crouch, but and here comes Second Wind actually deciding to spawn camp Skyfoxes, but if Skyfoxes are paying attention here, I think Retzi should just try to get past them. He did get decloaked that last time and touch the point and then go out.
Is he going for knockoffs here? I mean, we're very close to the edge. He has Primal Rage, and I mean, Second Wind, they are basically saying, we didn't like the first fight. Well, guess what? EMP got come out, but look at the barrier. Well played by Karkar. He was out of sight, out of mind, speeds in and barriers right after. Let Second Wind stay alive, self-destruct, in off the grab, takes down King. That's going to be enough.
That combo was so good from Second Wind. They get Psalms, they get King. He drops the barrage in frustration, hoping to get something. They die to the combo. Karkar, very well played. Outplaying the EMP, making sure they survive, and here comes Skyfoxes making the swamp.
I think Akawa right now really wants to go rock climbing. There's no reason to be there with Primal. If you're not trying to knock people off, this could be it.
This is it?
He's waiting.
Do we see it?
He's going for it. He's being aggressive, moving in.
Oh.
Press the button!
Coward.
Wait, what is going on right now?
Skyfoxes deciding to rotate all the way through this lower tunnel and gain nothing out of it in the process. They're trying to go to point, but I mean, very interesting.
Okay, Primal Red's gonna go off here. Probably not sending anyone off the ledge, but this is back on point A. I'm just gonna note, they got point A. This is not how Route 66 is supposed to go. Second Wind just right in their grills right now. Remix gonna get taken down, and oh man, Mirror on the cleanup. This is brutal.
This spawn camp, we haven't seen a spawn camp like this in a while, ZP. And Skyfoxes, I actually, as the play went on, I actually thought the rotation was interesting because I thought they were just going to go through the left tunnel there, go directly to the cart, just bypass Second Wind, just run around them. But instead, they ended up in gas, and then they just got jumped on.
This is absurd. They're going to walk out into a grab right now. Skyfoxes, I don't know what I'm seeing, but it's not great Overwatch, but it is high aggression. Grab, catching everyone. The carnage, you can't look away.
I might have to turn away, ZP. This spawn camp, they won't let them go anywhere. They're shooting them as they come out of spawn. They're making them use their cooldowns just to get out. And then they were able to set up that grab, only using one ult to clean up the fight. They still have 5 for this defense. Skyfoxes getting hammered left and right.
I mean, I think I hear someone picking up the phone, getting on the phone to Disney saying, I don't know if we can put this on right now because the rating might be changed. This is just absolute brutality coming in from Second Wind, where finally they let off. They go back to the early part of second point as opposed to being back at point A, but the aggression's still in. down Earth Shatter, coming out, but it's covered by the Transcendence. And Akawa doesn't even have to move. He stopped using his keyboard.
He's just sitting still. He is a Tesla turret.
All
and
right.
then here comes the grab combo out from Skyfoxes, though. Great combo. Very, very solidly played. And I think this is going to be a lost fight for a second win. They're just delaying on the point. There's the charge from Remix and a very late trance from Snow. Forced out perhaps, but even if he had died there, he would have had time to come back. A little bit of a misplay.
Absolutely unnecessary is what it was there in the end, but also the Skyfox has been rattled. I mean, there is a point where you're just punch drunk, and I think that's the Skyfoxes right now.
Not having trance so big, and second wind actually letting him out of spawn, that was realistically maybe the only reason that Skyfox isn't in this map anymore, because they just decided to leave for some reason. They just left the spawn. Skyfox is looking strong. They have the Shatter. They're going to get Rally. They're going to get beat. Second wind, not a lot of ults on their side.
Second wind coming out after giving Skyfoxes a very long round of Steely Dan treatment, but they're waiting. Right now, final fight here for point B, overtime in progress. A fight that Skyfoxes must win. They get Akawa early on. Earth Shadow fall through, but the shield, not enough to save them. It's just not. It was on the ground for too long. And Skyfoxes might be able to get back into this after second wind was, frankly, kind of playing with their food.
Another good bubble and great aggression from Skyfoxes. Retzi putting that bubble in Remix as they aggressed, as the bash came out, means he was able to push Akawa for free. They got the Shatter, they got the Rally out, and they just cleaned it up from there.
So Skyfoxes a little bit more lift underneath their wings right now. Retzi with a grab. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Retzi does have to hit a pretty big grab here, but if I'm second wind, I'm looking for the engage of my own. I have combo. They don't have any ult to stop me. They might have trance, but that doesn't stop.
Well, grab gonna be kicking out first here for second wind. Mirror pulling in three. Bomb on the way in and takes down Retzi. Fall through, absolutely there. And the Skyfoxes down to their final minute now for point C.
Are we going to see another spawn camp MVP? Because if I'm second wind, I'm spawn camping again.
You know what? If it's not broken, don't fix it. Or, you know what? I don't know. It's too late in the day. But we're getting into it. Second win.
No, that's right, ZP. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
All right, all right. You know what? It's fine. We're good. We've not fixed anything, and they're going to go in. Earth Shatter. But answered by a Transcendence. Ghostly block. Skyfoxes can get right back out here.
Second wind, trying to kite this trance. Really well done kiting the trance. Actually, not a lot of damage coming out on the field for Skyfoxes, but they do have combo. Second wind, both support ults here, but the combo is about to come out for Skyfoxes.
Bash comes out, doesn't get anything there. Skyfoxes now looking to take initiative, drop the grab. Transcendence gonna try and keep it all on the level, but they're not able to save Akawa. It's too much damage coming in. Skyfoxes with the advantage. You don't have to worry about the Rhine. They get the cleanup on Karkar, and they're gonna keep this payload moving.
And Haku using trance there in the grab bomb combo. I don't necessarily know if it's advisable. They had used bubbles before. They were able to split Akawa, then split Fried and Frill from the rest of the team, clean them up. Skyfoxes bringing this back. They're holding out the spawn doors.
Skyfoxes going even deeper, hammer down, not going to get much of anything. Meanwhile, grab up, barrier in from second wind. They're going to dive all the way in, but Skyfoxes very healthy. Transcendence, but oh, not healthy anymore. Akawa going to drop the hammer, set up by Frill, and they get the front line just completely decimated, and that should be able to stop the payload right here and now.
That Shatter definitely ending the fight for Skyfoxes, but well played, bringing it back at the end, managing to almost get it to last, not able to pick it up.
I would say this for the Skyfoxes, they were getting just beaten. Not beaten in the sense of they were losing the game, but actually beaten for round A and round B. And they were able to pull themselves out of their funk and get the payload to an actually defensible spot.
I'm of half a mind that second wind will allow them to get that far, ZP, because they had that brutal spawn camp. They had all the angles covered. They were using ults effectively. They were making Skyfoxes use all these resources just to get out, and they just left. They just let them come out and come to point, and I don't really agree with it.
I think for them is that, yeah, they went back to a more traditional defense, but you're exactly right, is that it was working. Skyfoxes had no idea what to do in that situation. I don't actually think it's something they've dealt with very often. And second wind had them right where they wanted them, and they did let them off the hook just a bit.
And letting anyone off the hook, giving them free room, that could be the difference between a loss or a win, because you don't want to give any free space, any free momentum, nothing free to the enemy team.
Now, one thing that is potentially in the favor of the Skyfoxes here is that we are on Route 66, and as far as escort maps go, this is a map where the idea of getting a first point hold, it's not that crazy. It actually does happen relatively frequently. Do you think they're running the right composition to do that, though?
Skyfoxes are running this anti-goats composition. Well, not actually anti-goats, because that's a Lucio ZP. No Zenyatta on the field for Skyfoxes. They're going to be looking to take very mobile engages. They don't want to get pinned down anywhere. They want to get this EMP barrage. But no Zenyatta, in my opinion, is kind of a misplay because you need Zen out on the field.
Well, they're not going to be getting the aid of Discord Orbs, and, you know, perhaps more importantly, they're not going to be able to get Transcendence to sort of deal with high aggression for second win. And they're just going to be banking heavily on EMP and King to get high-value poke. Remix almost falls early, has to back out.
The tanks of Skyfoxes can't commit too heavily. There's not a lot of healing out on the field. For Skyfoxes, they need to play slow. They need to build these ults. Second Wind just taking advantage of all the space, pushing the cart slowly but surely, pressuring the tanks. Retzi needs to be building his EMP as fast as possible.
And right now, it's not as fast as possible. It's a good, solid middle of the road, but they need more than that because Remix and Zombs are just getting crushed right now. The poke damage on them is making Skyfoxes give up ground after ground here. And Retzi goes! There's not going to be an EMP. Zombs and Remix can't do anything here, and it's going to be second win. Okay, well, King on a journey, and it's going to be second win just easily getting through point A.
They did build up a lot of ults, but it looks like they are going to be making the swaps instead of committing to the ults, which is probably the best pick for them. I don't think they should be trying to force this comp anymore. I don't like Lucio Mercy. I do not like that comp at all, ZP. I do not like it in any form or fashion. Second Win taking that first point, building up a big ult bank here now because Skyfoxes had to make all those swaps.
I gotta say, you almost went Dr. Seuss on me in Green Eggs.
I was about to, but I forgot the rhyme.
Okay, you did forget. I don't remember it offhand either. I would have finished it out a little bit more tactfully, but that's what I felt you were going for. It was very childlike.
I'm glad our mind meld has been so successful because you're just feeling exactly what I want to do. Second Wind here, setting up on this first. Skyfoxes looking for the engage, and there's the grab.
Oh, I'm gonna come in. Remix in trouble. King down, and the fall through's right there. And Skyfoxes, they were kind of split as they came in. They weren't even really prepared to deal with that grab.
The grab really solid. There were no support ults other than the beat out for Skyfoxes, and they couldn't invest it because they knew the ults were against them. They put a beat, they would have just lost the fight anyways. So good save from Verbo, great engage from Second Win.
And Second Win, they are setting a lightning fast time right now, a little over 4 minutes remaining, and it's very hard for a defense to get back out here when you're camping right here.
And this is the place that Second Win wants to be. Their ults all favor an engage right here. Skyfoxes beating out, looking for a pick.
They have to use the barrier just to get out safely. They're looking for a Kawa, but guess what? He's got Primal Rage. He can take care of himself. Transcendence in from Second Win. They're diving over, but Skyfox is able to handle it pretty well. Now, everyone healthy. They're going to rally back the other way. Self-destruct out. Not going to get anything. Back and forth we go. Here comes a grab from Mirror. Going to connect with two. Barrier fading now from Second Win, but they get Verbo. The bomb is right there, and it's going to be enough for Second Win.
Good beat from Karkar, keeping the Zen alive. Late transfer of Snow actually keeping Skyfoxes in this fight, but they've lost so many picks. All they can do is delay now. I do not think that trance is what they needed, but here comes the grab from Retzi. Can he clean this up? Oh, so close. Snow, the last one alive.
Yeah, might have needed that grab into point C, is what I would say there. And this is okay. You're gonna jump down with your big, beefy Reinhardt body and feed them that much.
What is it? What
is this? What is going on right now?
They're staggering and feeding ults, and
no
ZP.
Bad. This is not what you want to do right now. There is no way you're gonna delay for any meaningful amount of time. You've just supercharged Second Wind.
Very odd choices. Very odd choices coming out from Skyfoxes, using that translate, Remix and Verbo coming out to contest, and now Second Win just going to be chasing them in the spawn while they leave. Actually, no, Karkar's just here with them. He's going to be backing up to point. Who is on point? Oh, I see.
It's
okay.
Fry back. Yeah. We saw him just like slowly turning. He goes, you really going to stick me on cart duty, guys? Really? I want it to be up there too.
And here comes the Fried, as we see the Fried cam pushing the a little bit of a roll swap there. Generally, at least will be on point. That wins in that mech.
We don't know. We can't tell if it's wins on Lucio on that mech. We're only looking at the back view. Who knows?
Second Win holding so aggressively. ZB picking up Remix, using Rally, using the Primal, splitting Skyfoxes, picking up them. Karkar fragging, and the late trans out from Snow.
Just ult after ult coming in. Self-destruct right in the middle of everything. Blow him on up. Second Win just easily powering through here. Now Zombs gets the self-destruct, but he gets killed just getting back into his mech. Second Win, big numerical advantage. Desperation grab, answered by the barrier. Pack this one up. It's going to be done. Yeah, you're a bash in the back, but you got to go over to the payload. You're not able to get there in time, and that's going to be Second Win completing the clean sweep of the Skyfoxes.
Interesting game. Interesting game, ZP. I think we can agree in saying that Skyfoxes was looking not as organized the second win, to say the least. Second win looking dominant, though, throughout every map.
I would say that they looked dominant throughout most of it. Horizon, there was a moment where we had hope, but maybe they're just dominant at crushing hope at the very end, where we don't just want to win. We want to just annihilate their spirits while winning.
And we see here this brutal spawn camp out from second win, burning those resources. There's the grab from Mirror. They clean it up, one ult. This is perfect Overwatch play. I love this aggressive hold. I love using one ult to clean up a fight. Skyfox is just getting outpaced at the spawn.
And second win, they just got better over the course of the series where, okay, you have a blip on Horizon, but again, what do they do when they have a rough early set of rounds? They elevate beyond what we've seen before, and in the end, they finish the clean sweep. It was just crushing Overwatch gameplay, and now, of course, it puts Skyfoxes in real bind because they've now opened up the series or opened up the season 0-2.
0-2 and 0-8.
Yeah,
brutal. A brutal scoreline. Not that all hope is lost, but they're going to have to bring it up. They're going to have to bring up the play. Here we see Skyfox's second win just breaking down that fight. Great grab. Out from Mirror again. Their combos have been so good, ZP.
And don't forget what happened right after this, where we saw what was just frankly weird gameplay, where I totally understand delaying for a point, but when you're just a Reinhardt, a Lucio, and a Dream, and the rest of your team is a mile away, and you jump down, there's only one way that ends. Only one way.
You die.
Yeah.
You get eliminated. You get staggered. You're already split spawned from the rest of your team. You don't have a trance. Snow popped it late in that fight, maybe to his chagrin. And now they just come out, and there is nothing to keep them alive. And really, they should have left. They should have left the fight, ZP. We were both shouting. We were like, why would you commit to this? Why would you come out? And just a little bit odd playmaking.
Yeah, we can see that, and we go, look, we've seen a decent amount of Overwatch over time. That's a bad idea. Like, what happened there? That's not what you want to do. And look, I mean, you think about the totality of the series. I get it, right? It was very tough on the Skyfoxes, where in most situations they probably should have been able to take map 3, and you get into map 4, and I do wonder if there's a moment where you're just like, end this. Like, let's get out.
It's done.
Yeah,
it's done. Go again, as they say. Go again. And probably that is what we saw there. It seemed like they just weren't making plays anymore. They weren't making a unified push, and Skyfoxes just got outclassed, maybe got out-mentaled, just out everything.
Outdone is
outdone.
What you have to say for it. But guys,